Hello sweet ladies, you're welcome back to my channel. My name is Inka. So in today's class we're going to be learning how to make this beautiful off shoulder 6 pieces gown with this beautiful sleeve. So let's get started. Here are the measurements you're going to be using for this class. Alright, so I'm going to be starting with the back pattern. So first I'll rule my guideline, then I'll rule my zip allowance. Then after that, because it's an off shoulder, I'm going to be minusing 5. So I'll put 5 on top of the guideline. From there, I'll measure down my armhole length and also my waist length. My waist length is reduced by 1 inch. Then I'll extend the lines. Then at the zip allowance, I'm going to go in by ½ inch. Then I'll blend it this way. Then I'm going to be measuring 5½ inch here. That's going to be the neck width. Then on the chest line, I'm going to input the bust circumference divided by 4. On the waist length, I'll input the waist circumference divided by 4. Then I'll add my seam allowance of 2 inches. Then I'll connect the point. Then you input your darts. Your darts stop 1 inch before the chest line. So you roll it and then you take ½ inch dart on both sides of the line. The distance of your dart is your nipple to nipple distance divided by 2. Then after that, you finish the armhole this way. Then you decide the neck depth and then you finish it this way. The back pattern is ready. So I'll place the back and then cut it out on the fabric. You know, I drafted it on the lining. And please note the fabric is folded into 2. The lining also is folded into 2. Don't forget to notch your zip allowance and also the position of your dart. Alright, so we'll start with the front. First, I rule my guideline and then I measure down the length of my armhole, my nipple point, my underbust, my waist length, and ½ inch seam allowance. Then after that, I will extend the lines. Alright, so at the guideline, I will input my shoulder measurement divided by 2. I will measure the same thing on the chest line and roll it into a straight line. On my chest line, I will input my bust circumference divided by 4. On my waistline, I will input my waist circumference divided by 4. Then I'll connect it this way. On my nipple point, I will input my nipple to nipple distance divided by 2 plus ½ inch allowance and roll it straight to the waistline. Then I'll come to this point, I'll measure 1 inch. The neck width of 3 inches and then connect the 2 points together and my allowance. This is optional because this is an off-shoulder dress. Alright, so I'll locate the midpoint of the armhole this way, then I'll connect it to the nipple point. Moving to my underbust line, I'll take ½ inch dart on this side of the line, and at this other side I'll take 2 inches dart and then I'll roll it straight to the waistline this way. Then I'll use my cuff ruler to blend it, and then from the underbust again, I'll use the cuff part of the ruler to blend it to the nipple point. Then I'll come to the mid armhole, I'll measure 2 inches downward. Then from there, I'll use the cuff ruler to connect it to the nipple point, and I will extend this line by 2 inches. Can you see? It's 2 inches. Then you finish the armhole like this. Alright, the next thing to do is to replace your dart intake. So measure the distance of your dart and replace it, and then you add your seam allowance. Then the same thing goes to the waist, your dart, you replace it and then you add your seam allowance and roll it straight like this. Alright, so because it's an off shoulder, from the guideline you measure 5 inches downward. Remember, we minus 5 for the back. So from the neck area you measure 3½ inches downward, and then you connect these 2 points together this way. Alright, so it's 3½ here, and at this side is 5 inches. Alright, so we are going to be cutting this part off because it's an off shoulder dress. So place your fabric into 2 fold and then place the lining on top of it to cut it out. Don't forget to slant the side seam by 1 inch so that you can match up with the back. Alright, so you remove your darts. Don't forget to put your notches at the underbust, and that is it. The front pattern is ready. If you open it up now, this is what you have. And kindly watch this video to the end because I'm going to make an illustration for you at the end of the video. Moving on to the sleeve, my fabric is folded into 4 because I'll be cutting the 2 sleeves together. Then from the starting point, I measure 2 inches downward. That will be used to create elastic casing for the sleeve. Then I roll this line. Then from that point, I measure 4.5 inches downward. And then I also roll this on fold. Please note this fabric is 15 inches on fold and the length is your desired sleeve length plus extra 10 inches. Then I place the armhole of the back on top of it this way and then trace out the shape of the back armhole like this. All right, then that is just basically it. So you fold the 2 inches underneath this way so that you can cut it out. And please note, like I said, unfold the fabric width is 15 inches and then the length is your desired sleeve length plus extra 10 inches. All right, so if you open it up now, you can see this is how it looks. This is your armhole area and this will be used to create elastic casing. Like I said, for this sleeve you'll be having elastic casing at the upper part and also at the hem of the sleeve. All right, so we're going to be creating the design on the sleeve now. So from this point here, you measure 4 inches downward. At interval, you just be measuring 4 inches all the way to the hem of the sleeve. At interval, I measure 4 inches this way. Then after that, just make a point there, the way I'm doing now. Then make sure you transfer this point to all the 4 sides of the sleeve. So that's it. The point I made there is more like at the middle. So you're also going to be transferring the same point to all the 4 sides of the sleeve. You can see you trace it on the 4 sides of the sleeve. Remember, we are cutting the 2 sleeves together. Then when that is done, at the middle again, you make another point, just the way I'm doing it. Just look at the way I'm doing it, you will understand it. Can you see? The distance of this point is 4 inches. Downward is 4 inches, left is 4 inches. Can you see? So what you'll be doing next is to take to the sewing machine, and on this point you're going to just be pinching it and be stitching it. All right, so let me just illustrate the sleeve quickly. So just pinch under your point the way I'm showing you now, and then take it under your foot and stitch it down. And that's how you're going to continue until you exhaust all your points. So you just pinch on your dotted mark this way, put it under your foot and make a stitch on it like 1/4 inch. All right, so just continue pinching and making the stitches till you exhaust all the points. So this is it. When you're done, it looks something like this. Can you see? So the next thing you want to do is to create your elastic casing. So fold the upper part of the sleeve like this, fold it 2 times and you sew it so that you create elastic casing for it. You also do the same thing for the hem. Fold it 2 times so that you can create your elastic casing for the hem also. There will be elastic on both the upper part and also at the hem of the sleeve. And when you are done creating the elastic casing, you fold the sleeve into 2. Make sure you don't stitch where you put your elastic inside. So from the underarm like this, you can see you measure 2 inches downward and then you stitch the side seam close all the way down. You know, the next thing you will now do is to measure that 4 inches at interval again. Then you pinch and then you create that design at the underarm also. Just be pinching it, let it be 4 inches interval so that it can be even with the previous one that we did. You continue doing that until you get to the hem of the sleeve. So I'm done now and this is how it looks. So the next thing I'm going to do is to insert my elastic. So to get the measurement for the elastic, just wrap it around your wrist. That will guide you in knowing the length of the elastic to use. or if you measure your client, you can use the measurement. All right, so I'm done putting the elastic, so the sleeve is ready. So moving on to the body, you will join the 3 front panels together this way, and then you also join it to the skirt part. Remember, we've done illustration on this skirt part. Please, the link will be in the description box, you can watch it. You will repeat the same thing on the lining. Then this is the back. You sew in your dart and also attach the upper part to the skirt part. Same thing goes for the main fabric. Alright, so I'll just quickly join the upper part with the skirt part. Then after that, I'm going to also do the same thing on the lining. Then after that, you insert your bra cups. So I will be fixing bra cup on this. If you notice, I didn't pad it, I just insert the bra cup, and yeah. So when you're done fixing the bra cup, the next thing is to use the lining and the main body to turn each other. So place the right side of the lining on top of the right side of the main body. Then from where your dart is at the armhole part, you start joining the neck area together till you get back to the second dart. Then after that, you join the lower part, the hem of the gown, together this way. Just drag the lining downward to match up with the hem of the main fabric, and you join them together. Then the next thing is to go back to the armhole side, match both the lining and the main fabric together, and then you close the sides, and you'll be joining with 1/2 inch seam allowance. And you do this all the way down. When you're done with one side, you repeat the same thing to the second side. Then you notch the neck area this way. Then you dip your hand under the armhole to bring it out to the right side. Alright, moving on to the back. From the waistline, I measure 9 inches downward. Then from that 9 inches point, I sew it all the way down to the hem. Then after that, I fix my zip. When you're done fixing your zip, the next thing is to use lining to turn it. So measure 9 inches from the waistline from the lining and sew it all the way to the hem. Then place the lining and the main fabric together right side to right side, and you join them together at the hem of the gown this way. Then after that, you use the lining to turn the neck area and also the zip allowance side. So when you're done with one side, you can see this is how it looks. I'll also close the side seam this way. Don't forget to notch the neck area. Then you turn it to the right side. So if you turn it to the right side, this is how it looks. You can see one side is completely done. The next thing is to do the second side the same way. So place the lining on top of it and turn it this way, and then you use the lining to turn the zip allowance. Then after that, you do the neck area. Don't forget to notch the neck, and then you close the side also all the way down to the hem of the dress. Then you dip your hand in the armhole side and bring it to the right side. And yeah, when you're done, it looks like this. So the back is ready. The next thing now is to attach your sleeve. So just place your sleeve and attach it. Then when you're done, you also attach the sleeve to the front part. Then the next thing you want to do is to close the side of your dress. So from the armhole, just close the side all the way down. Make sure you confirm your measurements before closing the sides. And that's it, your dress is ready. And here is our beautiful dress. Please kindly watch till the very end because I have another illustration for you at the end of this video. So watch till the very end. So here is a very quick bonus tip. Did you know you can use this front pattern to make this beautiful dress here? Yes, you can use it to create this beautiful dress. All you have to do is just to remain just 2.5 inch on your shoulder, and the rest will now be your neckline. And from that mid armhole, you measure 1.5 inch and connect those 2 points together. And that is it. You will now use this part as your yoke, which you're going to be replacing with a tulle net or any fabric of your choice. I know you want to thank me. Don't worry, you can leave the appreciation message in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not subscribed, and kindly give this video a thumbs up. I'll see you next time. Bye.